as y'all can see right here, there is no intake. All right, so I just took my intake off last night. Somebody wanted to buy it, man, so I ended up selling it, and I'm gonna tell you why. All right, so first thing first, man, y'all see this little opening right here, right? Feel what I'm saying? So down there is where the car gets the air from up under the air that comes from up under the car, all the cold air that they get, that comes up, and then it comes up inside the filter and then goes into the throttle body or whatever. And that's why, like, if you see people with the lead maker intakes, this closed box, but the tube go down there and everything. So basically, like I said, all the cold air comes from up under the car, from this big hole right here. Now, and this is a flow system. Now, so first thing, I went to AmericanMuscle.com and I bought the intake that was on my car, and this is the old intake that was on my car. All right, so you can see on that one, man, the tube. I mean, first of all, let me just clear some up real quick. JLT to me is one of the best cold air intakes you can buy. Did a lot of reviews, watched a lot of videos, read a couple forums, and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying that JLT is the best, but my personal opinion, out of all the intakes I've read on, used myself, JLT is the best to me. Feel what I'm saying? It's the best to me. That's my opinion. JLT is the best to me. So now the intake I had, like I said again, it was one of those. Now the tube on it was kind of like, you know, as y'all can see, the tube wasn't like little, you know what I'm saying, but it was a little thinner. Now the heat shield. All right, when I first bought that intake, the heat shield came not as it was described. Like, if I'm gonna give him 50, I gotta put that back on there. But anyway, so it was supposed to come like, you know, the one that go all the way around, and it had like a certain type of aluminum type like heat shield that go around, that went around the metal tubing, but it didn't come with that. So, you know what I'm saying, make a long story short, man, I guess I waited too long to reach out to American Muscle. But the crazy part is, I was trying to call them, I couldn't get in touch with anybody. I sent emails, nobody never responded. So finally, somebody decided to hit me back with an email, and then their little chat service that they had or whatever. Basically what they told me is, I had the product too long. I had just bought this in December now, last year. So they told me I had the product too long. You know, I was past the days that I could do the return, yada yada. So I'm explaining to the guy, like, hey man, well, I've been trying to get in contact with somebody from American Muscle for the longest. Email, the phone always rings, I leave voicemails, nobody replies back to me, yada yada. So basically what he told me is, that's basically not his problem. It's past the 30 days, he couldn't help me. So I said, you know what, cool. I ain't even bothered, but you know, I never shop or buy anything else off AmericanMuscle.com, and I stand on that. So, you know, customer service to me was poor. You feel what I'm saying? They have rude customer service. Like, he basically and blatantly told me he can't do anything for me. You know, and I even sent them screenshots of the product that I bought, the product, how it was shipped to me. It was not what I paid for, but they basically just told me they didn't care, and yada yada. So never in my life will I buy anything else from AmericanMuscle.com. So, but back to this. So I was like, man, you know what? Forget it. So now I just do all my dealings through Modern Muscle Extreme. So I'm gonna put a link down below to everything that I just got right here. But yeah, man, so I'm gonna go ahead and put in the new intake that I got. The new intake is one of their newer intakes for the Charger Challenger 6.4. It comes with the, you know, the box heated, the heat shield with the box. Another little design, you know, to keep extra heat out, pull more air from the bottom, and the tubing is bigger. Also, as y'all can also see from the thumbnail, this is about to get changed out. I'm about to change out my OEM throttle body. I'm about to put the new throttle body on there, And I'm also gonna go over here and I'm about to change out my thermostat and put on a 180 thermostat. And next thing I got to do is the tune. So yeah, but I'm just waiting on the UPS man to get here, and I had to show y'all that real quick because once he get here, I'm gonna go ahead and start on the video so I can try to beat this rain because it look like it's about to rain. So I'm trying to go ahead and beat that. So when he pull up, I unbox the goodies, show y'all what I got, and then I get it started. All right, so this right here is from Modern Muscle Extreme. It is the 87mm CNC ported throttle body. Now, just from looking in the inside of it, I can already see the difference between stock and ported. Do y'all see how, I guess you could say, how wide that is? Like, just looking inside, I can get a better video like once I put them side by side and put both on side by side. But just like that, man, you can just see, like, you know what I'm saying, like around the edges, they got it ported out, man. Like, you know what I'm saying. I also got Motorrad 180 thermostat, also from Modern Muscle Extreme. So this is the 180 thermostat. All right. So let me go ahead and talk about that 180 thermostat real quick. So listen, a lot of people get these thermostats and they think, oh, well, when I put the thermostat in there, it's gonna automatically make my car run smoother, run colder, run cooler. No, it's not. So if you drop the factory thermostat is like what, 220? The fans come on when the car reaches 220 degrees. So when you put this 180 thermostat in here, your computer on your car is still thinking that you have the 220 thermostat because it's going to continue to turn the fans on once the car reaches 220 degrees. So therefore, you have to get this stuff tuned. You might see a lot of stuff like, hey, well, the JLT give you 10, 15, 20 horsepower, whatever. Or, you know, my car going to run cooler with the 180 thermostat. Yeah, those are all true and facts, but if the computer doesn't read it, it's not gonna work. So this 87mm ported throttle body, the new JLT I'm putting on with this 180 thermostat, I have to get it tuned so the computer can pick up all the mods and bolt-ons I just put on this car and it can read them. You feel what I'm saying? Because if it's not reading them, then it's pretty much like you still stock. So that's just a fun fact. If y'all do bolt-ons, you have to let the computer read it so it can function and read it and perform and give you the performance and horsepower gains that it says it's supposed to give you. So, you know, just to get this off, man, it's 1, 2, 3, and then 4 bolts down here at the bottom. And they are actually 5/16 in the size. So those are 5/16. So you're just gonna get those 4 bolts loose and then disconnect this plug right here, and this will come on off. So let me go and get this off real quick. All right, man, so off the rip, you can kind of, like, you know what I'm saying, tell which one is new, which one is old. One main thing I wanted to point out though, so I'm gonna tell you, this is the old one right here. So this is the old one. See down in there, got those little ridges, got that little groove, you know, and then see how thick this is going around the rim. All right, so pay attention to the thickness of that. And then those little grooves right up in there. And then that's the plate I was talking about. See how thick that is? Oh, that's real thick, right? All right, now this is the new one. Off the rip, you can see the diameter of it is bigger because it's ported. So look how thin that is. You don't have that little groove in there. See that little line right there? You don't have that in here because it's ported out all the way to the back. And also when you do this right here, see that right there actually looks a little thinner than me. But I'm gonna go ahead, like you just look at it, you can already see the difference. Bigger, smaller, bigger, smaller. I'm gonna go ahead and mount it up right here though, man, because I don't want nothing going inside my manifold. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this new one on. And then another thing, when you tighten down these bolts, bro, this is hardened plastic, so you don't have to get these bolts torqued down tight. It don't take a lot. So just get them a little snug, nice, so they won't come loose, and then that's it. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is gonna go ahead and install this 180 thermostat from Motorrad. This is it. I'm gonna show y'all the old one. Only thing you're gonna do is take some pliers and squeeze this hose, and but you know, I'm not even doing all that. I'm just gonna take the I'm gonna leave the hose and everything alone. Only thing I'm gonna do is just take these bolts loose, and I think it's 13 millimeter. Yeah, so you get you a 13 millimeter socket. Get those 2 bolts off, 1, 2, and then it's gonna come out, and then your thermostat gonna be right up under there. So this is what it'll look like once you take the hose off. You can see that's the factory thermostat sitting up under there. Just FYI, once you take this hose off, there is gonna be a little fluid from the coolant that's gonna come out, because that's, you know, the little excess coolant that was still left in the hose. But nothing to freak out or worry about. Just let it drain. And like I said, I got the hose just propped right on the other side of the water pump. And then that's, like I said, you just take this and just wiggle that out. Alright, so you know, you can tell just off of this that this clearly is the new one. You can tell it's a little orange, and they're not orange, but see how new it look versus that one's all blacked out and whatnot. Alright, man, so as you can see, the new throttle body is on. It look real clean too, bro. Real clean, real clean. And I put the new 180 thermostat in there. Like I said, man, once you take out the thermostat housing and fluid run out, don't freak out. You know what I'm saying? I lost a little bit out the jug, but it was probably like right there. So that's cool, you know what I'm saying? It's still in that zone. But I'm gonna end up just topping it off a little bit just to put it back where it was. But it's nothing major, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel, oh my God, my car finna run high, I lost fluid. No, that little bit of fluid that you lost is not gonna make a difference. I'm gonna go ahead and top it back off though. So yeah, thermostat housing, put the bolts back in there. Like I said, you ain't got to torque them down. And then also same thing with the throttle body. Once you put the throttle body back on top of the manifold, like I said, these bolts same way. This is hardened plastic, so you ain't got to super torque it down either. You know what I'm saying? Give it a nice little, you know, and then it's all in there. And make sure you plug it back up right here with this connector that you took off. This is the connector for the cold air intake. All right, man, as y'all can see, the new intake is on. I didn't even really waste time of making an install video, because it's just like the last video I showed on how to install the intake. It's the same thing. But if y'all can really look at this intake compared to my last, go back and watch my last video of how to install a JLT intake. You will see the difference of these two intakes. The last intake, like I said, it didn't have a heat shield. The tube, like this tube is way bigger. You know what I'm saying? So it allows more air. I think this like their stage 3, like top of the line intake for these 6.4s. But this tube is big, it allows way more air to come through. The actual intake itself is way bigger than the one I had. The heat shield, I didn't have that, and this blocks out all the heat, man. And as you can see down there is where it fits, like the little hole like right there. Right down there, you can see it. That's why the air comes in at. So yeah, man, so intake is in. The new throttle body is on, and the new 180 thermostat is in. So that's gonna be a wrap, man. I'm finna go ahead and end this video, man, because it just started raining. So that's pretty much the end of this video. So now, just going off of what they said on the website and talking to some people from Model Muscle, that JLT intake that I have supposedly is supposed to give you 12 to 15 horsepower because of the way that the air is inducted into the tube that they made in that type of intake. So it's supposed to give you 12 to 15 extra horses. Now with the, I just hit my head hard and so I know, but so that's 12 to 15 horses supposed to be with that intake. The throttle body, I'm not sure how much horsepower you would gain with a bigger throttle body, but if I had to guess, maybe 5 to 7, maybe more, maybe even 10. I'm not sure. So I know those are just what people say online and the web page says and the factory, yada yada. So now only thing I got to do is throw the tune on there, my Diablo tune, And then once I do the Diablo tune, of course, I'm gonna get a custom tune dialed in to pull more horses out of it. But you know, the Diablo tune is supposed to give you like another 20 horsepower. So with all these that I got bolted on right now, man, hopefully, you know, I'm not gonna be able to tell till I dyno it, but you know, that's just a little brief description of what all I got going on right now, man. But anyway, man, stay tuned for the next video, man. Make sure you like this video, comment, subscribe if you haven't done so already. All right, I told y'all the 2020 about to be the year. So, you know, y'all already see the mod list. It keep getting bigger and bigger. So make sure you do that for me, man. Stay tuned. I appreciate you. And we out.